G'day taxpayers. Another nice economic result. And isn't it nice to be talking about stronger economic activity and in areas that are good to see than the general pessimism we saw at the end of last year and early this year. And it's been surprising how strong the economic data has been in the last couple of months. Now, this time it's household spending, up a really chunky 1.3% in October, 5.6% through the year, the fastest annual increase in a couple of years. Discretionary spending, that is the nice to do things that you can do if you've got a bit of spare cash, also growing strongly. And I think the reasons now are becoming clearer. There's a wealth effect, house prices booming, making people richer. The ASX is doing well despite this recent volatility, but it's generally up rather than down, and that's giving a wealth effect too. And the labour market's a lot more resilient than we thought at the start of the year. The unemployment rate, sure, it's crept up a bit, but it's only crept up. It hasn't sort of jumped higher. And when you've got a job, you're getting a pay rise, you're more inclined to spend some of that. So the household spending numbers are kicking off the December quarter, these are October data, are suggesting that we might just get another decent GDP result. Early days, of course, but it's nice to see the economy surprising on the upside. And in that similar vein, we saw the international trade numbers confirming another surplus on the trade in goods. Exports ticking higher, which is again nice to see. They had been fairly weak for a while, both in terms of prices. Some of the commodity prices have been quite weak. Volumes have been so-so. So it's nice to see the export sector kicking off nicely again and the trade surplus being locked in. So we're rounding out this run of data ahead of next week's RBA meeting with the news being generally pretty good. Now, we don't get too excited usually when there's 1 or 2 months or a quarter of good or bad news, but the breadth of this better news is quite wide, that we're seeing it probably filtering into business conditions and business confidence. And we just take a stop and a check on where the economic conditions are, and they're way better. They're the best I've seen in a couple of years, and we should be celebrating that. And put it this way, if you're wrong on your forecasts, and I've been wrong through the latter part of this year, it's nice to have the error being when the news is a way deal better than if the news was bad. So we're coming to the end of 2025 with a raft of really favourable economic news. Isn't that nice?